Hello Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your April 2023 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. So again, apologies for last month. I was in a very remote area and unfortunately I couldn't upload the videos, but now we're back to normal. So there won't be any extensions this month, but if you are interested, I do personal readings. You can check out my website, loveitallmore.com, or in the description box below. So, before we begin, we'll just do a couple of seconds on the soundboard just to tune in and cleanse the space. So if you'd like to take a nice breath in and exhale. Okay, Capricorn, let us see what April's got in store for you. Right. We'll be getting three piles. First pile will be current energy starting the month. Middle pile, anything unseen, any obstacles or challenges. And the final pile will be the outcome for the month of April. Please be mindful that energies are non-gender specific, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And if this does resonate, I would really appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription because it's free and really helps my channel. So, your theme for the month of April is wonders. Okay, so this is something that is also penetrating. It's a kind of feeling of connecting to the deeper meaning of life, the deeper meaning of things as it relates to the emotional body and connected to like the ethereal world as well. You're kind of bridging the gap between both of them. Right, I'm going to use my deck and we will get three cards for each and I will clarify as well. Okay, I will be cutting the deck, but clarifiers I will grab jumpers. Okay, let's see what's going on for Capricorn. April 2023 for their highest good, please. Okay, current energies, we've got the Tower, Seven of Wands, Three of Swords. I will show you these cards, don't worry. Obstacle, we've got Hermit, King of Cups and Two of Wands. Outcome, Four of Swords, Two of Pentacles and Eight of Swords. Bottom of the deck we have Two of Swords there as well, so maybe there's a decision that needs to be made and you might be struggling with it. Okay, so I've got to admit there's going to be a bit of a tricky month for you. We've got a situation starting the month of April where there's a bit of a shock situation. I wouldn't say it's like, we're going to clarify, don't worry. It's not a shock situation, but something that you don't see coming is coming into your environment where it's forcing you to really stand up for yourself, forcing you to kind of justify your why you do the things that you do, okay? And it just comes with a bit of heartache. It's almost, I'm feeling a kind of a situation of where out of the blue someone comes forward and puts you on the spot and makes you feel very kind of unsure about yourself, unsure about your decisions, like almost, I don't want to say an attack, but almost like puts you, it's a very kind of like, where the hell did this come from? It's that kind of energy, and all of a sudden you're having to kind of present the facts, you know, show the evidence, kind of explain and justify why you've done a certain thing or not. Now this could be in business or could be in relationships, but it does feel like it's coming from a person, and ultimately the whole thing is a bit sad. It's like that feeling of well, I don't understand why this person felt the need to make me have to answer up to something. So it is quite, it's kind of a tricky energy. So let us get some clarifications on those, because the whole thing just seems a bit like, kind of feels a bit unfair, and it also feels a bit like, well, where did this come from? You know, you're not sort of, you don't understand why. Okay, so let's look at the Tower. Thank you. We got the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Swords over there, clarifying the Tower. So this is a situation where it's almost like you've been communicated something. It's like it's a situation where either in business or like a relationship, but like a close connection relationship, where somebody has sort of come out of the blue with that Knight of Swords, with quite forceful energy, and saying, well, what we've planned is no longer happening. So it's like a situation of now, where you thought something was going to go in a particular direction, someone's now coming up quite fast and saying, well, no, it can be done this, and this way. And so it puts you outside your comfort zone, because you've got, you're Capricorn, you like to have things planned out, and you know, every decision you make is very carefully planned out, and you thought it through very logically and practically, all of those things. And now all of a sudden someone's coming up at you and saying, well, no, I'm not quite sure what we want to do it that way, or let's do it this way, or let's do it this way, or we could always do it this way. And it sort of puts you outside your comfort zone in that respect. But it comes with a bit of like, I want to say a bit of gravity. It's like, I thought this was sorted and now it's coming back, right? And I'm not necessarily picking up a kind of Mercury retrograde, like something from the past. It's just something that you're in the process of doing, and now all of a sudden it's been switched around. Okay, let's look at the Seven of Wands, please, because now you're being put on the spot to really stand up for yourself. Now, because it is a Seven of Wands, it does tell me that you're well within your rights to do so, and you have carefully thought out all of these things. But it's still like, why are you coming at me with this now? Yeah, we got the King of Swords. Okay, so the King of Swords is basically that energy of needing to remove emotions from the situation, look at the clarity, look at the details, look at the small print. Now, for some of you, if it could be in the case of some sort of legal battle that you've been working on, if you have been working on a legal battle. For others of you, it's someone where you thought everything was kosher and sorted, and then all of a sudden someone's coming back and kind of pulling things apart and kind of going, well, what about this, what about this, what about this? And now you're having to kind of go, okay, right. Let's put emotions aside. Let me look at the facts and the figures here. Let me just kind of present all the information that needs to be presented, because I thought we knew where we stood. Okay, so even if this is with regards to a relationship, a close connection, you may be called upon to kind of take a deep breath and just list out what someone had said and what you had said, and where there was perhaps a bit of a miscommunication, perhaps a misunderstanding. And now's the time, particularly before the 21st, because I do believe the 21st we do go into Mercury retrograde, which will cause a bit of problems in the communicational front, in the technologies. Okay, so it's good to try and do that before then. But I do feel like you do have you are well within your rights to do what you need to do. You've got everything in place. It's just a bit of a headache that now you have to pull all the evidence together to be able to kind of go, well, no, this is why we are in this direction. This is why we're moving forward. These are the reasons why. So it could be something where you are starting to pick up, particularly with that Three of Swords now at the end, that you're starting to pick up that some sort of agreement, some sort of arrangement, some sort of understanding you have with either somebody or an organization doesn't seem like they perhaps weren't in complete agreement of the situation, and so that's why this is coming back on you. Okay, and so that's the thing that kind of causes you a bit of sadness, because you're like, well, if I had known you felt uncomfortable about that, we could have discussed this then, rather than have to kind of now everything's kind of blowing up, right? So the Three of Swords does mean there's can be quite a bit jarring in your head, but it also causes a little bit of sadness of like, well, why is this coming up now? You know, I thought we were good. Okay, but you are with the Seven of Swords and the King of Seven of Wands and the King of Swords. It does tell me that you are you have thought things out. You've got everything you need to do to move forward on this, and you can present it with conviction. Okay, so it is very promising, but it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth afterwards. Okay, let's look at the Three of Swords, please. Thank you. The High Priestess. Okay, so the High Priestess tells me that there may be a bit of information that is hidden from you at this time, and that's what you're picking up on now. It's like, oh, it just leaves you with that bad feeling. You're like, oh, not bad feeling like it's ominous, not that. It's just like, it was a bit uncalled for. Like, why did it have to go to that level? Why couldn't we have sorted that out before these little things erupted? Okay, all of a sudden I'm just bombarded with loads of communications and questioning my either authority or questioning my choices, all of that sort of energy. So within all of that, even though you're now having to kind of go, okay, right, let me just put my emotions aside, let me do that, you also sort of feel a bit kind of, that's not nice, and with that comes this element of the High Priestess, where it feels to me like you're picking up on something. There's more beneath the surface that you maybe weren't made aware of in the beginning, and this is what's becoming a lot more clearer now. Okay, because High Priestess governs secrecy, mystery, but also is really connected to your intuition. So I feel like you're feeling sad, but there's still something that's been beneath the surface that you haven't quite worked out. Okay, and it is sad. She's cutting an onion, and if we think about onions, obviously, the usual analogy for onions is that there are many layers to the story than one would ordinarily think. Okay, so it's about cutting through all those layers and getting to the core result. Okay, now as we move into through the month, we've got this energy of the Hermit, the King of Cups, and the Two of Wands. So now either the challenge or the thing that needs to, I would say the challenge here is about kind of perhaps taking perhaps taking a step back and needing to find wisdom in this situation. Okay, and what that requires is a bit of time, and maybe kind of just, I don't want to say cut yourself off from people at all. What I mean is, like, just make sure that you allow yourself some personal space and personal time to really suss this out, because it feels to me with the Hermit card you are able to access that information, access the deeper wisdom, and also access what this kind of feeling, this uncertainty, this kind of bad taste in your mouth vibe is all about. And then you want to make sure that it sits well within your own moral compass. Okay, now the challenge here as well is to kind of connect to the sense of understanding it in kind of a very internal level, and but without being emotionally charged and triggered by it, because the King of Cups is that king who is very connected to his heart space through the emotional body. He's got deep wisdom as relates to the heart. Okay, but this is coming up in the position of your challenge. So even though the information that's presented to you is and it's all kind of swords energy, all kind of intellect, the mind, mental aspects, and communication, the challenge is having to kind of go, let me now kind of just go deep within and see what the next step is with the Two of Wands. So it really is causing you to question your forward motion. So that would be either if it's a close connection where someone's just spun out and you're kind of presenting the facts. Now you have to kind of go, okay, well, they may feel a certain way, I might not have all the information, but let me check in with myself first and figure out whether I want to move forward in this. Okay, and this is where you're at. This is a challenge, because you're like, I thought everything was sorted, I thought we're good, but now I'm having to reconsider everything. Okay, Hermit, please, can you clarify the Hermit? Ooh, okay. Well, we've got the Queen of Cups and the Devil. Okay. And we also have the World and the Six of Swords. Okay. So you are gaining kind of introspection I would almost say enlightenment because of that wonders card, but on something that actually, I think this is actually a great opportunity. So whatever this tower moment is, if we think about tower moments, it's something where the tower has been built on false foundations, okay? Now, it doesn't mean to say that the foundations were always kind of unstable. They might have been in the past, but after a period of time, there is something that is something that you know at the back of your mind, which is not quite solid, but you are not really facing it or not really doing anything about it. Now, if you wait too long, the universe will come and do it for you and kind of basically bring to light something that is not actually for your highest good. So the tower is always extremely positive card. It just puts us outside our comfort zone. It's like, oh, if you had acted sooner on your intuition or on your instincts, perhaps you would have avoided the tower moment, right? But we all do it. We all have to experience a tower moment at various points in our lives. It also could be something, it has almost the quality of like a get rich quick scheme. Is that how you say it? Whereby you kind of go, oh no, this is good, I'm going to put all my eggs in that basket and and all sounds great sort of thing. With the back of your mind, you're like, can I really trust it, or is it really kosher? That sort of thing. So I'm not saying that that's what you've invested in, but that's the energy of it, okay? Where now it's kind of crumbling down. The introspection that you're gaining wisdom on is that it could be that you've been dealing with the Queen of Cups energy. Okay, which is could be male, female, doesn't matter. Queen of Cups is someone who really is like a very nurturing, very close friend. Someone who means quite a lot to your heart space. I don't feel like it's your energy. I feel like it's the person that you're having to deal with at the moment. And what's becoming quite apparent as you go within is that there's an element of feeling a little trapped, or feeling a little bit caught up or attached to the situation, which is actually causing more harm than good, meaning that there's some sort of tie to this person that has just kind of mushroomed out of control, maybe not out of control, but mushroomed into something that's much bigger, and therefore as a result has become a little bit toxic, maybe a little bit kind of negative. Okay, and so what you're sussing out is that needs to go. Right, in order to move forward, it needs to be a nice, stable environment. A new castle, a new tower can be built. Okay, so I know that with the World and the Six of Swords, so you are just kind of organizing it all within your heart space, within your internal being. That there's something that has gone, that's become too extreme or too dependent on you. And now you need to sort of understand that that situation is coming to an end, okay? And the wonderful thing about that is that you're going to come to terms with that in a really, like I would say, self-loving way. And then you're moving on to calmer waters. Then you're not going to get as much kind of jarring of the mind, stress related to the situation. Okay, King of Cups, please can we clarify? So with the King of Cups, we've got the Hanged Man, the Queen of Swords now. Okay, let's just do this. Hanged Man, Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So it could be that you've been dealing with two people with regards to this. But again, we've got that very slow energy. The Hanged Man as well as the Hermit, very, very slow energies. It's basically sort of stopping and kind of, let me take stock first. Okay. I feel like you are very unsure about how to proceed, because although you want to be open and truthful and honest and just like blunt almost, you might be anxious that it may cause a bit of pain with somebody else. So I feel like this is kind of the energy of treading very carefully, so you don't want to rock the boat. And there's a lot of, I mean, he is in a boat, right? You're not wanting to rock the boat, But the reality of the situation is the boat is already rocking. You are in this card here. There's actually the King of Wands. Sorry, the King of Cups here is in the middle of a storm. But the challenge here is to remain calm and connected to your heart space, okay? And to basically stay stationary and kind of go, okay, well, wherever the boat's going to take me, I just need to make sure that my frequency is as uplifted as possible, that I'm connecting to my heart space. I know I need to speak the truth, but I'm going to wait and just see where the boat takes me. I'm just going to ride with this a bit, because I'm hoping that if the boat turns this way and this way, I will gain more clarity on how to proceed, because I do not want to. It feels like you're dealing with quite a sensitive situation, like a sensitive relationship or situation at work, but I would say this is to do with another person, okay? And there may be two people that you're dealing with, the Queen of Cups energy and the Queen of Pentacles energy. They do feel like outside you, okay? Queen of Swords energy is more the energy that you're trying to figure out how to embrace without impacting somebody else's sense of stability, okay? Even if it's like mental stability, okay? So with the Two of Wands, now you're trying to suss out what is the best way forward. I could go this way, I could go this way. I could say something and not care what they think, or I can just not say something, and then because I don't want to rock the boat. So this is the energy that you're going to be really kind of engaging in, and it's not a nice it's not going to be easy, but I would say, because the King of Cups is smack bang in the center, I think work with the heart. So even if certain things don't add up, where possible, be as compassionate to yourself as well as to others, and that is probably going to help you. But I do feel like you're going to put a close to something that's been a little bit on the unstable front, on the extreme front. So that's good. So I feel like you handle that very, very well. But then moving forward, how do you navigate that? Two of Wands, please. Can you clarify the Two of Wands? What you are recognizing in April is that you don't want to repeat of this. You don't want to be continuing along that line. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Swords. Hope you can see that. The Emperor and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so what this is telling me here is that in that situation, in figuring out how do I move forward with this, okay? How do I change things up, because this cannot continue this way, okay? I cannot be made to feel this way. We cannot, things need to be open, transparent. I need to know where I stand, particularly if I'm putting my efforts, my energy, my time, my love into this, perhaps even my money into this. How to move forward. And what I find, which is quite nice, is that you have this kind of epiphany moment, this new way of seeing. And no wonder, no wonder, look, the Wonder card, no wonder, because you've been in the Hermit and the Hangman phase. You've done the time. You've given yourself the time to really kind of, where's the best way forward, okay? Now, the clarity that comes in is that you, regardless of how difficult it is with the Nine of Wands, you are like the wounded warrior here. You are thinking, no, let's think about the big picture. Let's think about long term. Forget about what's happening in the now. I'm going to plan ahead for the future. And even though, I think you're recognizing as well, even though it's feeling quite uncomfortable now, I'm just going to push on through, okay? Yes, I feel a little bit kind of very, just, I would say, uncomfortable. What you're understanding now is, if you feel, how do I move forward, you're thinking, okay, forget about what's happening right now. Let me just project and think, what are the physical actions I need to do to reach the end goal? And so what are things, what must I put into place in order to action that? Okay, without worrying too much about what's happening in the here and now. Okay, thinking ahead. Right, now by the end of the month, you are in a state of kind of needing to heal a bit, because you are, I would say, just really, I think this has stretched you to the degree of, it's just, it's been quite an exercise. So if you think about it as an athlete, this would be the energy of, say you've been pushing yourself. So if we think about this whole mental and emotional situation that you're going through, if you think about it in a very physical sense, you could, it would be synonymous with an athlete who has trained day and night for like a month, and now has reached the end where they're almost at that finish line, they're almost at that final moment where they have to perform, and then that happens, and then they're feeling so stretched, it's actually causing them, they're actually becoming overtired, and it's kind of getting a bit much, and now you actually need to rest. So for example, if you were a famous tennis player and you training, and then it gets to the point where you know your game is in a week's time, and instead of training for that last week, you do the opposite. You kind of go, you know what, I'm going to lay low now, I'm going to give my body time to heal, but I know the work that I've done will pay off. Okay, so it's that kind of thing. Four of Swords. Four of Swords is my healing, but it's also my protection card as well. So you are needing to heal the mind. Just take some time for yourself, really. Why is the Four of Swords here, please? Thank you. Temperance. Yeah. You've been running a huge fat race, and it's time now just to kind of soften, to make the plans for the future, and kind of go, you know what, I'm just going to give some time to myself. I'm going to temper my words. I'm going to have patience with myself, and I recognize that right now I need just to sit and be good with me first. So this is also kind of, it's also very kind of giving me the energy of this whole situation, the stress may cause, you know, like we tend to be quite susceptible to a cold, or our immune system goes down when we're having a lot of stress and stuff. So this could manifest, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it could manifest in the sense of you have burnt the candle at both ends, and now you're forced to lay low for a few days because your immune system has gone down, and you need to sort yourself out first. Okay, it's because you've been stretched so far. Okay, it's because you've been doing too much. Okay, it could also have affected your financial position as well. So Two of Pentacles, can you clarify? Thank you. On Page of Wands. And just when you're wanting to kind of rest and recoup, a nice little idea, a little inspiring idea comes forward for you, and you want to jump at this new option, this new opportunity. It's good news. I would say it's good news, but you're like, I don't know if I can take on any more at the moment. Okay, so let's look at the Six of Swords, sorry, the Eight of Swords, please. Clarify the Eight of Swords, please. Thank you. Ace of Cups. Okay. So by the end of the month, you're feeling very worn out. It's just that simple. Very worn out. And then just when you think you're like, I just need to recover from that whole situation, that's when things start changing up for you, and then you start getting like positive news coming in. And when that comes in, you're like, oh good God, I don't think I can do that. Like I'm tired. I don't have the resources to do that right now because I'm, you know, shattered. But it's like, if you look at this card here, she's covering her face, right? She feels completely trapped in the situation, trapped in the mind body, okay? And she's walking forward hesitantly, but she's doing it blindly. And what I'm feeling here is that even if this opportunity arises, you're like, oh God, you know when something goes wrong and you feel very raw and vulnerable, it's like, I don't think I'm ready to take another little risk just yet. Like just give me some time to recover, and then maybe I will. But this, you have a new beginning in love. So you do have a new beginning, because the wheel always turns. Okay, we never have difficult times constantly. We live in a dualistic situation as it relates to the earth plane, you know. We experience contrast all the time. So what goes up must go down. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, so Now, just when you're thinking, oh God, I don't want to step forward, I just want to kind of stay put in my mental angst, you know, even though I feel a bit trapped, then this new beginning, this Ace of Cups comes towards you. And that's a gift from the universe, really. So this is like, you could have, if you were having a situation that was causing problems as relates to work, you may have by the end of the month some good news coming forward about some sort of projects or something that gets you excited, you know, but you're like, oh, I don't know, you know, I can't even think about that right now, okay? Even if it was related to a relationship and you had a difficult relationship, perhaps someone else comes forward to you and offers their heart, you know, and you're like, oh, I don't want to even look at that up, you know, it's just that energy of, I am raw now, let me recover, okay? But what I would say is that the Ace of Cups is really nice. So whatever wonderful new gesture that comes towards you, whatever offering comes towards you, does come with love, okay? And it is the putting of things back into balance, okay? As long as you can make sure that you have done the introspection, the wisdom of it, and not get caught up in the headspace too much. Every situation that we experience in life will always be different. Yes, there are patterns, and yes, we can learn from those patterns, but they're always going to be different, okay? So this will inform future decisions, but as long as you don't kind of treat it as, I'm never going to go down that road again because X, Y, and Z. Okay, so let us get some advice from Spirit just to close this reading off. This is a little tricky. Okay, what does Capricorn need to know for April, please? Thank you. Right, it's called the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Okay, so what I really absolutely love about this card is that this is that card that represents it's always the darkest before dawn. Okay, what's happening now? This card, the Six of Swords, is also a rite of passage. So you are literally experiencing in April, you're on the brink of major transformation in your life, and just when you feel like you can't bear much more, okay, and you fall into your knees, metaphorically speaking, that's precisely the test, that's precisely the challenge. And if you can just push on just a little bit forward, a little bit through that, okay, that darkest part before dawn, on the other side is a beautiful oasis, okay? So it really, if you can remember that for the month of April, I think it will be in your highest good, because you will reap the rewards. You are just walking a very dark plane at the moment, and it's really going to affect you emotionally and mentally, okay? So even spiritually speaking, just to be an awareness of that will be really, really helpful for you. And know that on the other side of this are good things to come. All right. So that's all I have for you, Capricorn. I really hope it helped. Good luck for the month. It's a rite of passage. This is like, this is a testing ground for you, and you will succeed. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're interested in personal reading, check out my website. Information is in the description box below. And take care. See you next time. Bye.